Hello there folks, welcome to another train simulator video. Today we're going to take a look at another add-on that was recently released on the Steam store for Train Simulator in the form of the EMD F3 pack. Now it is named the Union Pacific F3 pack to be extremely technical, but it comes with everything you see here. I tried to lay everything out as best I could, and this comes from developer DTM, and I'm gonna pop open Le Manuel real quickly here and scooch it over. There we go. So it comes with a manual telling you a little bit about the unit itself, the controls. I'm gonna need to keep this up here to make sure all that works as intended. Got your scenarios. And down here at the very bottom are people that helped with this pack. Ricardo Rivera from Repo. Gary Dozal. Mike Rennie, the illustrious Mike Rennie from Smokebox. Martin Velozzo. Daniel Gibbs. I'm not sure what he did. Maybe give a lot of feedback to DTM via Facebook. Possibly. I don't think he's a developer. Mike Rennie, that's going to be the advanced brake scripting, I believe. Gary Dolezal, scenarios, I guess. And then the Dovetail team. Alright, so that's out of the way. Let's go ahead and take a look at the pack. Just going to lay this out there. I try to keep an open mind with these videos and anything from DTM, because it seems like every now and then some things are good and some things aren't very much so. But you know, I love the older stuff, so I'm drawn to it naturally like a fly to a turd, and I just can't help myself. So we're going to take a look at it here. But a little bit about the EMD F3 itself. It was essentially a 1500 horsepower unit, freight and passenger hauling locomotive set with an A and B unit. They built a ton of them between 1945 and 1949. 1,111 A units were built with the cab, and then 696 B units without the cab were built. It was essentially the third model in the F series, and I believe the second most selling of all the F series, if I'm not mistaken. And it came with a 16-cylinder 567B prime mover rated at 1,500 horsepower. The pack is $19.99, or whatever your money's is in whatever country you're in. Comes with 4 scenarios for the Wasatch grade, so if you're going to want to play those scenarios, you're going to need the Wasatch grade. F3A and B units. Going to get Union Pacific, Southern Pacific, Rio Grande ×2, Western Pacific, Mizzou Pack, Katy, CNNW, Chicago Great Western, Pennsylvania, and St. Paul. So I think that's 8. You're going to get boxcars with 14 liveries, cabooses with 8 liveries, a tank and flat variant, and they are quick drive compatible. So let's take a look. One of the things I'm noticing right off the bat is the smoke. I'm not a fan of the smoke effect, the exhaust. It harkens back to that very old DTM style of, say, like a Baldwin, where it's just got those little, they almost look like balls, little black balls. Not crazy about the exhaust. I'd take old Kuju exhaust over that, if I'm honest. But that I noticed right off the bat. Second thing I noticed right off the bat is the ancient 567 sounds, which are ancient and not very good, very tinny, but I have it on good authority that the illustrious 567 pack, heralded by Central Jersey Railfan, will add these to the pack, so they'll at least sound better if you get the pack. So if that comes out, you've got that option right off the bat. First up, take a look at Chicago and Great Western. I have noticed the shiny or the alpha channel factor in the texture of the model, the body, is toned down a little bit. They're not crazy shiny like those Alco DL109s, God bless them. So that's nice right off the bat. But one of the things about the DTM rolling stock is the colors always seem a little bit muted, like there's no depth. I don't really know how to describe it. There's no like pop to them. Bang, smash, boom, zam, Batman comic noises. So yeah, they're always just very, very muted, very flat. Like the color depth range is very limited or something. But that seems to be on par with a lot of the DTM stuff. Now, as far as the logos, they look good. They look legit. They're not extremely high res, sadly. Just this one here, I'm noticing, and you know, credit where credit's due. Some of the weathering down on this pilot looks a lot better than some of the weathering and rust and corrosiveness on some pilots of some other DTM products. So that, I have to admit, looks a lot better. And you can see it on quite a few of them. There's still a little bit of shiny shine going on there, as you can see. It would appear that all the couplers are intact. DTM products usually have an issue with couplers and missing textures. As far as I know, it's got something to do with needing one of his older products, and it's something like if you don't have it, they might not appear. I'm not really certain, but they appear here now, presently for me, so that's good, I guess. It looks like all the numbers and the fonts are somewhat correctish to the railroad. These are all essentially under Union Pacific fallen flags, if you will. I guess that's why it's called the Union Pacific F3 pack. They are varied to a degree, somewhat. Well, there's like 3 variants, it would appear. We got some vents right here. They don't look extremely 3D, like there's no darkness underneath, but that's a nice little touch. You can see these little 3D strips right here, which is all right. Got the step plate down there. The trucks are very brand new and shiny looking, like they just came off the factory floor. The wheels are DTM wheels. They're still just a bit too bright for my liking. Just way too shiny. It's almost like a silvery blue. But I have noticed as well there's a little bit of weathering on this step, which is nice. Some steps taken to weather properly, I guess. Noticing all these little bits in the steps. Were they all like that? I honestly do not know. Every damn one of them's got those white plates right there. Huh. I have never noticed that. Maybe it's legit? Like probably a sander cap right there, maybe. Got the little winder. You can look inside the unit there. Got some mesh on the side, which doesn't look horrible. The rivets could have used some work on the plate overall. They're a bit flat. But the grill doesn't look horrible, honestly. Another logo there. There's a little bit, I'd say a little bit better looking weathering on these. I mean, just looking at the rail dust kind of color along the bottom of the unit here looks a little better, and then it phases up to this whatever color this is. And there's a little bit of just blackening in general back here as well. Not terrible. Here's a B unit. Same deal. Just without a cab, essentially. We'll get to those next. Oh. Chicago Northwestern, or cheap and nothing wasted. The colors just, again, like it's really easy to tell that the colors just don't really pop with the Chicago Northwestern. They just don't quite look right to me. But anyway, again, the logo looks good. The numbering, it's got all the little bits. that I would imagine should come with it. See these hoses, very, very bright hoses. Those could use some darkening as well. The couplers anyway. Hose couplers. There's our horn model. Either E2 or an A200. I'm still have no freaking clue which is which. They sound the same to me. Again, the rivets. Just the rivets alone would I feel like would pop, make the model pop quite a bit. The grill and the vents up here don't look as good as the side. A little bit of weathering on top. Although it's odd, it seems to be kind of facing the wrong way. I would think the soot would be back here. Yeah, not the front. I mean, sure, if this thing was ran as a trailing unit, but they all seem to look like that. So that seems like it's kind of bass-ackwards. Got the fans rolling. You can actually see the radiators through there. It's kind of neat. The connection for the A and B unit for servicing the interiors. The B unit, this one looks okay on the top as far as weathering. That doesn't look too bad at all. Definitely a step up, I reckon you could say, on a lot of the other DTM models and products. Here is Rio Grande, or Bigger River, or DNRGW. This is the first one, this is the second one, so you're going to get two of those. Again, the colors don't quite seem right, although I will say the one on the Rio Grande looks a little bit better than, say, the CNW there. That's some kind of funky mapping or whatever it is going on with those handles. Just me, or is that light like cockeyed in the housing? Now they may be Mars lights, I don't know, but they're all kind of. I've got that kind of standard DTM windshield, just crap going on with the glass here. Same with the top on that one as far as weathering and the model itself. Now this Rio Grande livery doesn't look too bad. I still feel like this yellow or gold or whatever it is could use a little bit more pop to it. Now this is fairly interesting here. The Peoria Gateway, Minneapolis and St. Louis. Definitely haven't seen this in the game yet, up until now. It's an interesting railway. Another bygone railroad. Got a unique logo. It actually looks generally okay. I mean, it could have been scaled up a lot because it's a bit blurry. But it's an interesting livery in itself. Now, see, this one doesn't even appear to have a damn bulb inside. So maybe these do have the rotating or gyro Mars, whatever they are. That one looks different. That one looks different. Yeah, that's got to be what it is. That's got to be it. All seem to have the same horns, same kind of just about everything on them as far as I can tell. It's one of the better looking ones, if I'm honest. And here we have the Katie. Very, you know, fairly bland for liveries. The logo looks alright. It's still fairly blurry. And we got the Missouri Pacific Lines, or MOPAC. This is an excellent livery in real life, or it was. Again, I just feel like it doesn't translate well onto this model, the way the colors were laid down. But you know, the shape of everything, as far as I can tell, looks fairly sharpish and spot on. It's right in the middle, because I remember with the SD45 pack that came out recently from DTM, there was a lot of weird stuff going on with logos and liveries and whatnot. Some kind of strange, like, artifacting. Again, the logo looks pretty good. Just make sure it's actually spilled right. Looks like it is. It's very nice. It's a nice, nice livery, though, or in real life it was anyhow. This, again, I feel like this is one of the better looking ones along with the Peoria Gateway. Now this is the interesting, funky doodle, snowplow, UP variants. They're going to get 2 UP variants as well. The thing is crazy. It's just absolutely nuts looking. And honestly, the model of the plow or the pilot, whatever you call it, looks okay. It looks pretty good, if I'm honest. It's got a little bit of weathering down here, you know, rail dust, all that good stuff. This model for this thing doesn't look bad. I mean, it's actually 3D. You can see the bolts or the nuts there. I feel like the grab irons look a little bit sharpish compared to like these. The model for this plow alone honestly does not look bad. The hoses kind of kill it, you know, the connections. They're just very bright white. This area around here probably could have used some abrasion, if you will. It just looks very tight. Tight like a tiger. Anyway, that is the UP variant. Again, the colors, I don't know, something about a lot of not the UP products, but just products in general with the DTM stuff. The colors just don't ever seem, you know, to just grab you. Ah. Cacophony of horrible 567 sounds. Here we have the Western Pacific. Now on this lighter color pilot, you can see the shine is very much there. Logo looks alright. I'd say that's probably one of the better looking logos out of this pack so far. It's still slightly just low res, but it looks a bit better than some of the other ones, if I'm honest. Here's the other UP variant. It's nice that it got the little things right as far as like the red stripes on the top of the pilot here. So that's alright. The trucks, now the fact that they're a lighter color just look bad. They're just, it looks like an unfinished model. It looks like something somebody's maybe like working on in their spare time and just kind of never got around to fixing it type of thing. It needs more weathering. It needs any weathering. It's just, I don't know. It looks odd. Like just, you know, like when a new car comes off the line, primered and unpainted or something. It's just like it's not complete. It's funky. Anyway, Southern Pacific, the Black Widow. The colors again. The logo looks nice. Again, not sharp at all. Very low res. Honestly, I like the Black Widow F7 that came with Wasatch better than that. The way that looks, I feel like it looked a bit better. So those are your F3s. We'll hop in them in just a minute. First, we'll continue on with the pack itself. Here are the cabooses. This looks pretty bad. It's super shiny. There's like no depth at all to the windows and the trim around it. Just goodness gracious, that does not look good. This just screams 2011, 2012. And then we got the wheels. I mean, look at these wheels, man. This is one of the biggest things. I'm sure those of you that have been to the channel before know that it's not my favorite thing with the DTM products or the wheels or the axles. They just are too bright and too shiny. They look massive. It's just something's not right. The truck itself, again, is almost looks like it was dipped in poo. It's just not a very good not a very good caboose there, but that's the WP one. Here's that Rio Grande, Big River. Now this, you can totally tell, like, this was done more recently, I would think. This one here, it looks totally different. Look at the side of this one, and then look at that one. This one looks a little bit better. It's got the safety stripes there. The grab irons are yellow. That looks fairly appropriate. The wheels and the trucks again are just terrible, terrible, terrible. Just little bits and bobs, add-ons for the pack. Would I take quality over quantity any day of the week? Yes, please. You know, but sometimes this kind of stuff is what draws people in, and maybe that's what they're betting on with this pack. It's just the sheer mass of what you get with it. But honestly, a lot of this stuff is just repaints. And not very good repaints, if I'm honest. This doesn't look good at all. It's another Southern Pacific. Shiny, shiny, shiny. Good God. And this chain model, nope. Same crappy wheels. Got the tank down there, which is nice. So little details like that. Chicago Northwestern. Again, just holy mother of God. It's even kind of bleeding onto the window edge there. Just not that great. It's really not. Chicago Great Western there. You know, it's like once you've seen one, you kind of seen them all type of deal. Got the Mopac. Dare I say, there's a little bit of weathering on top of these as well. It's like a couple of squirts of Microsoft paint, spray paint tool. MKT. And the UP. So this is probably like the most intricate one of them all. And it still is just... broken record. I'm sorry. That's a shame. Cabooses are cool. Alright, so here is the two-dome tank car that you get with it. Now, you can see a different chain model on this, right? And by the way, just look at that wheel. Give me some blue blockers, some of those giant sunglasses that Floridian aged snowbirds wear, because those are blinding. But anyway, that chain model looks a lot better. Maybe use it on things like Caboose and Locomotives if necessary. It's huge, but it's 3D. It looks a lot better. You can actually see it flying through here to the brake piston there. The wheels again, I mean, God. I try to be positive. I really do. I don't want to go into this just, oh, this is going to suck. It's DTM. But it makes it difficult sometimes. I think this is actually a newer model here, if I'm not mistaken, or at least touched up. It honestly doesn't look terrible, this tanker model here. I like the two domes up here and the little 3D bits as well, venting and all that crap. It's got the foot plate here, which honestly doesn't look terrible. It's got it down below as well. Like, just, if I could say, one thing, if I, infinite wisdom of some kind of genie and had one wish to fix this thing, it would be the wheels. 110%. If you fix the wheels on this tank car, it wouldn't look half bad. It really wouldn't. The handbrake there. It's just those wheels. Good God. Blinding. Alright, so here are the flats. You're going to get, what was that, 16? I'm good at math. Pipes or hot dogs and lumber. Hot dog tubes. You're going to get all kinds. You're going to get essentially every livery. Union Pacific here. Western Pacific. It's going to be 2 of each, essentially. Southern Pacific. And of course, these can be empty or filled. Minnesota, St. Louis. Or Minneapolis, St. Louis. Get them mixed up. It's Twin Cities, right? Minneapolis, Minnesota? Or is that St. Paul? No, I don't know what I'm talking about. Forget it. Rio Grande. DNRGW. MKT. Etc., etc. It's all the same. Just, you know, they're flat cars, different colors, some different markings. So, next up, we'll look at the boxcars here. Which, again, they're not horrible. It's nice to have some of these older 40-footers. But these wheels... Woo! Just look at them. Just look down the line. I can't be the only one that thinks they don't look right. And just look how fat they are, too. These things are like a foot wide. It just, you know, you have to forgive me if I get a little emotional about this because, A, I want some of the stuff to be good. And B, I feel like with a lot of, you know, his products, DTM, stuff just never gets touched up. It's just the same kind of thing with a new repaint. You know, it's like, you know, quantity over quality. Please, just give me a freaking Union Pacific F3 and FB unit. I don't need any of this other crap. I really don't. Just make this really, really good, the best you can. You know, not any of this fluff, this fill. It gets tiresome. So again, my apologies for the hostilities there. But boxcar, CNW boxcar, DNRGW boxcar, MKT boxcar, MKT again. They're all basically red or orange or hot dog. Surrey Pacific. This one looks pretty cool. MNSTL. It looks nice. It's an interesting boxcar. SP, 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 SSW. I like this logo. That looks pretty nice. Union Pacific. Western Pacific. And that's it. Alright, so let's hop into these sons of guns. We'll get in the Great Western. What the hell was that noise? That was odd. The camera seems really incorrect. It's a funky angle. You know, I can't sit here and attest to like that this isn't correct. I've never operated one of these. I don't think I've ever even been in an F3, let alone within arm's length of one. But this just doesn't look right. It looks like my right ear is basically touching this wall over here or something. It's strange. Interior light, looks like it's been muted a bit. This wall back here is just ultra shiny. I'm not sure what's going on with the door here. Some of this looks okay, like the hinge model there and these little finger grabs up here. Those don't look terrible. Hot dog colored floor. It's odd, like there's a huge gap with light coming in down there. Typically with most DTM models you can open and close doors and windows. Now this little thing here is pretty cool. See, this is what just blows my mind. Some models with DTM products are actually fairly nice. You know, but they're so random and minuscule and not really used. It seems like that effort on a window handle model could go to something else. But that's pretty neat. You can roll that one down, I guess. The door. Can you open the back? I don't think you can. We'll just ghost through the wall here. You can see the unit. It looks like the the engine bay here was touched up a little bit, like actually modeled. In years past, I don't think they were fully modeled. Not that this is fully modeled, but it looks a little bit more modeled, and there's, you know, stuff on the walls. Got the diamond plate on the floor. The actual prime mover model itself looks to be a bit more fleshed out in here. I could be wrong, very much so. Hop back in the cab here. Probably roll down this window. Not really hearing anything. What's that? Oh, that's that old school quarter window. Those are neat. Again, like the model on this little handle right here is alright. That's pretty nice. The animation of it, it's okay. This brake stand, just ultra shiny. Hot dogs galore. Get your hot dogs here! There's another one. Another one. Let's see what else we can screw with here. What is that? Are those wipers painted? Were they painted? They're all painted. I would just imagine they'd be black or just a, you know, metal color. Not looking good. Number boards, that's pretty on par, terrible. The headlight doesn't look horrible at certain angles. The color seems a little bit better because, let's be honest, these things are not going to be bright white, you know, 9700K, you know, ultra HID lighting. So the color looks okay, right? But it's still got that stupid little starburst effect, which, again, it's just another one of those things. It's like, please get rid of it. Am I the only one that absolutely hates that thing with a passion? It makes the headlight look terrible. It's got a massive spill over here onto the terrain in the world of how bright that is. That's another thing. Just get rid of that. That'd be great. Turn the wipers off. Let's see. Now there's bright. Yeesh. Back off. Goodness gracious. Alright, here we go. You ready? Yeah. Let's go up here some, actually. So this sounds like the exact same horn from, I think, the GTEL prototypes. It's either an E2 or an A200, but it's got that just instantaneous infinite loop to it. What is that noise? Is that the air brake sound? That's just a no. That's pretty bad. No, that's that same bad horn, sadly. So it's got the advanced brakes, and I don't want to say they're bad, and I don't like them just for the fact that Mike Rennie scripts them. The steam master of American, you know, steam engines for Train Simulator, because he is a total awesome developer of some totally awesome products. But I don't like this advanced braking thing. It just does not feel right, especially utilizing it through a keyboard. It's strange. That sound is terrible. like it bails. It's actually got the little animation down here too of this little retainer underneath the handle there. See, that's alright. Little things like that amaze me, you know, but it's almost like too little too late on a lot of this stuff. So that's pretty cool. DTM bell is used on everything from DTM. Yeah, so the brake sounds are pretty bad. That's new, if I'm not mistaken, the ammeter or whatever the hell it's called in the 40s. Got your PCS light, speedo box. This could use some new texturing, 1,000,000%. This just screams Dark Ages, essentially. Dynamic. Little orders box right there. That looks new. That might be new. That might be a new model there. But again, it's just little random things. And even these screws, man. Look at the screws on the control stand here. Little Phillips head screws. That looks okay. It's just, you know. Like, I wonder how much time is spent on, say, a paint or a livery for one of these products versus, like, modeling that screw or the hinge for that, you know, or, like, the freaking window handle. I would be willing to bet these take way more time than physics, paint, texturing, and just overall locomotive modeling. And it's a bit baffling, sadly. It looks to be... You can pull these down as well. Super shiny. See if we can stick our noggin out the window. Yep. So, if you've ever used an F7 in Train Simulator, which I'm sure you have, I'd be willing to bet you have, these are those sounds. So, there's really nothing new there. We'll go through each one and just look inside. Ah, here's the gyra. There we go. So it is a gyra. That looks okay, honestly. The motion looks okay, and the color looks okay. It's a bit too modern. There's some weird kind of thing going on down here. It's a bit bright. You know, it needs to be more yellowy, goldish, if you will. But the motion looks okay. The color could use some work. Just going to go through each one here, because I'd be willing to bet they're all going to be exactly the same. Yippers. Alright, so here's the gyro box, which is missing. I mean, it probably... It probably is unnecessary to look at the other locomotives. Overall, I don't think it's worth the money that's asked for this. I don't know. It's the same old tune. I'm tired of singing it in these videos. You're probably tired of hearing it. But nothing ever, you know, the models are still extremely old. It's like, yeah, they have different paint jobs. None of them are great. None of them really stand out. You know, there are a few things where, like, the logos are cool, and you know, they're older fallen flags under UP, and they look okay even though they're low res. You know, the lining of the paint jobs on a lot of these locomotives look okay. I feel like he's done a better job as far as the weathering on the pilots and the bottom of the locomotives in some areas. I do like the model of this plow right here. That looks pretty good. I bet he spent more time modeling that damn plow right there than the rest of the pack. That looks pretty good. This double dome tank car is a nice little model. It's just these... I'm trying to contain the rage, just clenching my teeth, but these wheels just ruin it. They just completely ruin it. It's a shame. Flat cars are okay. Again, these might be a new model as well, but it's, you know, the timber looks okay. The hollow hot dogs, the boxcars, you know, the boxcars got a couple of cool logos, but again, the wheels just murder it, you know, just with a big old sledgehammer, just crush it because of how they look. And the cabooses are pretty sad, sadly. You know, that seems to be the thing with DTM lately. Big pack, like, oh well, I'll make up for the not so great quality by making it a massive pack, and that seems to be how things are going. I don't know how much more I can look at this and go over it. I definitely wouldn't recommend this full price, not by a long shot. Maybe on sale in like a year when it's half off, and hopefully by then, if you do want to pick it up, the 567 enhancement pack, which, you know, goes from lights to physics to exhaust to freaking, you know, horns and bells, completely revamps everything. So, you know, if there's that, and that does happen, then sure, yeah, when this thing's on sale, I'd say go for it. But other than that, it's just, you know, I wanted it to be good. I don't think it is, you know. There's really not much else to say. So I will leave it here in this somber state. Rest in peace, F3 pack 2022 to 2022. You will be missed. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.